Hello everyone, and welcome to a brand new episode of Some Loser Talks About, a series where we talk about miscellaneous things that people may not give a shit about, but I do, and that gives me all the reason to talk about it. So, life's been weird at the moment, mainly with school. Some people are actually going back to physical school, and then that said school being shut down because people aren't following guidelines. People are doing a hybrid schedule, or people are doing all virtual. Guess what I'm doing? I'm not going to give you any time to figure that out because, well, I'm doing all virtual, which really sucks ass. But what doesn't suck ass in 2020, you know? So, I just don't do well in a virtual learning environment. I'd much rather be in a classroom and actually interact with people my age and maybe the teacher, but I just love people. I love talking to people. I love actually making friends. It's different when you're 2 inches from the computer screen, which, yeah, it just sucks. It's not fun, but it is what it is. And yeah, first week of school was already a bit of a mess anyway because I did not do my English work during the summer. We had to read The Lovely Bones and To Kill a Mockingbird, or at least The Lovely Bones, like a choice book out of like 4, but To Kill a Mockingbird was required, so we had to read at least 2 books, and I didn't finish either because they are both boring as shit. The Lovely Bones was somewhat tolerable. No, it was very very slimly tolerable, but To Kill a Mockingbird was so boring that I would just, anytime I tried to actually be, determined and to finish it, or to just finish a chapter, I would doze off. I would almost fall asleep. So I ended up pretty much having to stay up until like 11 at night, which is late by my standards, trying to half-ass my English assignments. And I think I did fairly well, not gonna lie. So this is the second year in a row where I haven't actually finished my summer reading assignments. To add insult to injury, it's an honors class. Life is great, y'all. But with that all out of the way, this video isn't about talking about how much virtual school sucks or how my work ethic really sucks ass, but it's actually kind of a bit of a dark-ish video. So it's not like a dark subject matter, but like it gets kind of deep, I guess. I don't know. But just hear me out. It's it might get a little personal. Maybe you might want to skip on this video if you think I'm gonna say anything that might trigger you or whatever. But let's just keep on plowing. So basically, I believe it was history class. Yes. History class, the very first class I had at 7:30 in the morning, because yes, we go to virtual school that early now. But basically, we're doing an icebreaker, and history teachers like to say your name and say what you want to be in 10 years or when you grow up or whatever. And all these people just seem to have their life planned out. People want to be defense attorneys, lawyers, doctors, football players. All of these people have their life planned out for them. And then there's me, and like, I don't know what I want to do with my life. And all these people, they already have the next 10 years planned out. Like, why? Why are you planning these next 10 years? I mean, statistically speaking, not even half of them are going to get the jobs they desire. But it just sucks for me, because like, what am I doing wrong? What am I doing wrong besides my work ethic? But seriously, what am I doing wrong that's preventing me from having a dream in 10 years versus these people who have their careers planned out for them? Now, and for me, now I want to go into like the entertainment industry. That's something that really speaks to me. But even that is humiliating in itself because it's not like a lawyer or a doctor. It doesn't pay a lot of money, which sucks. because I come from a pretty low income family. So I'm particularly more money hungry, we'll say. Any chance and any opportunity, within dignity, but any opportunity I have to make money, I will make money. And I'd much rather do a job that makes a hell of a lot more money than, say, I don't know, something I would actually enjoy. And that what really boils down to. I'd much rather pursue a job that makes a lot of money and then fall back on that money in case entertainment doesn't work out. That's how I see it. But it's just like, why would you have your life? Like, seriously, think about this for a minute. Why would you go through the trouble trying to plan out your life for the next 10 years? Why would you try to pigeonhole yourself into a career path or just an occupation that you might not even get? Because let's say you don't become a lawyer. Let's say you don't finish law school, you flunk law school, whatever. What happens then? You pigeonholed yourself so far into that pigeonhole that now you don't know where to go. And it might not be the leading cause, but if you can't get that job, what are you going to do? Well, more often than not, you honestly might get depressed, which sucks ass, because you essentially wasted your entire high school career wanting and studying in all these law classes along with like the classes you need to actually graduate with. You wasted all of that on this one career path that you're so dedicated to, and now you don't even get it. Like, what do you do from that point? Seriously, what do you do at that point? And if you're purely in it for, you know, the money or to make your parents proud or whatever, let's say, we'll use both of those examples. Let's say you want to become a lawyer or a doctor for the money. Well, when you grow old, you know that the older you get, the more obsolete that money gets. You know, like once you're like 80 or even like 70, you're probably gonna be like in a retirement home or whatever, and like you're gonna die soon. You're honestly gonna die soon. So like, what happens to all that money? You know, you can't use it anymore. You're not young anymore. You can't fucking use it. So like, why? You know, I don't know. It's just so. It's so weird, like why people would just force themselves into that hole. Because like, again, like I said, and like I keep saying, it might not work out, and in most cases it probably won't work out. But let's say even if it does work out, what are you gonna do afterwards? What are you gonna do when it's not even fun anymore? Like, what do you do then? You're gonna get bored with your job, and the money's gonna become obsolete at some point. So like, and let's say you're doing it for your parents. Maybe your parents are lawyers, maybe your parents are doctors, and you're just trying to pursue the legacy. If you're purely doing it for that, then you're probably going to get bored with it much faster if you're just doing it for the money. Or maybe roughly around the same time. But you're probably going to get bored much faster. And what are you going to do if you don't get into medical school, or you don't do well enough in medical school? Well, you're going to probably be... you're probably going to be talked down to by your parents, who were so supportive of you and your endeavors and continuing the family legacy of being a doctor. But again, you get depressed, or maybe not even depressed, but you just become really down in the dumps, because now you just wasted your entire high school career dedicated to, I don't know, medical academies, while also, you know, doing the actual schoolwork to actually graduate. And then, of course, the money becomes obsolete and all that fun stuff I keep bringing up. But it's true. I sound like a broken record already, but I'm just trying to make a point, you know? Like, I don't want people, especially like people now and just younger, I don't want people to pigeonhole themselves in such a position to the point where they ultimately really can't change it once it's too late. I want to know what I'm going to do sooner than later. I don't want to go to college undecided, you know? that would really suck. Because by the time, like, you can't get a job. You really can't get a job with an undecided bachelor's degree, you know? So, it just sucks, you know? Here's this undecided 15-year-old who wants to somewhat be involved in entertainment, stuck in honors classes, shit worth it, really shit work ethic, and, you know? We all got problems. It's not like I'm the only one with problems, but it just... I think I'm just scared of disappointing people. I'm just really scared of letting people down. I don't want to pursue something and then not get it or not achieve it and then just let a bunch of people down. Because if I let people down, people aren't going to hang out with me anymore. I'm not going to have any friends, and then I'm depressed. Simple shit. And it sucks. I've disappointed people in the past. I've known is that even proper grammar? I don't even know at this point. But I know how it feels to disappoint people. I know how it feels to be a disappointment to people. So life is shitty. It really is shitty sometimes. But if you're young enough, you really shouldn't try. You really should try to explore yourself more. Really, if you really want to become a doctor or a lawyer, then kudos to you. But if you're doing it, and I ask you why are you doing it, and you don't really give a good enough answer, you know, then maybe that's a sign that maybe it's not the right career path for you. And like I said before, I want to get a job that makes me a lot of money, so if the entertainment thing fails, I can fall back on my money. Which maybe these people are planning to do. They're planning on making lots of money, pursue the thing they actually want to do, and fall back on the money if all else fails. But if that's not your ulterior motive, then you're kind of setting up your life for disaster and really shitty ways to go out, I'll put it. But maybe I'm the one that maybe I'm the broken one, maybe I'm the stupid one who needs fixing. But yeah. Well, before we end off this video, I kind of want to share with you this video that I made. Basically, in one of our classes, as far as like an icebreaker, we had to make these small, short little videos in our classes, or in the class that assigned it. Basically, we just had to talk about, you know, like our favorite movies, somewhere we want to go, whatever. And I pretty much went all out in my video, I'll say. Not completely all out, but I put in more effort than probably some of the other people, I'd say. But actually, just take a look. You'll understand. Hello and good evening. I'm so glad you can join me. My name is Ephraim Smith, and well, I am a professional loser. And you might be wondering, well, Ephraim, what makes you a professional loser and not just a normal loser? Well, it boils down to two things. I have an Android, and my bedroom is in my basement. As we smoothly transition into our first question, a movie I would suggest to someone that I watched over quarantine and it's really stuck with me is a Goofy movie. 1995, nostalgic time bomb. If you're into musicals and you're into Disney, definitely give it a try, especially if you have nothing else better to do at 3 a.m. other than sleep, like how I watched it. As for a place I would love to visit if we weren't in a horrible pandemic, Europe is a glorious and beautiful place. I'd love to visit it anytime I get the opportunity, and yeah, it really just boils down to that. It's just a beautiful place. I really would just like to soak in the culture of Europe and all the different countries. It's just a gorgeous place. And where do I see myself in 10 years? Well, hopefully I'm alive in 10 years. If not, given how the world is progressing, maybe it's for the better. But to not get dark and philosophical on the second day of school, hopefully I have a wife in 10 years or so. I have a nice house, I make nice money, and my bedroom is not in my basement. And I apologize to anyone who saw me on the first day of school and thought I was a normal looking person. Unfortunately, this is only the beginning of my weirdness. Socials are right here in case you dare to follow any of them. And yeah, that's the thesis. So looking forward to having a nice year. Yeah, so that was weird. But like I said, I think that's a good place to stop for now. So if you like this video, a bit of a weird, messy video, I suppose, but if you liked it regardless, please leave a like, a comment, or even if you disliked it, you can still comment, I suppose. If you're new, for whatever reason, consider hitting that subscribe button. And that's the end of Some Loser Talks About. I'm your host, or whatever, Ephraim, and maybe I'll see you next time. Peace.